So yeah, good afternoon, ETHDenver. We're really happy to be here to, really be here to try to put out a bounty that is interesting, I think, for current turn of events. The bounty for F2 Pool and Stakefish together is a bounty around a minor impact, and especially around visualizing the EIP1559 and MEV uh, issues that have been really talked about recently a lot. So we all know EIP1559 is on the horizon, and there was an interesting tweet I saw recently about how if EIP1559 was present, there would have been around $16 million of ETH burned a few days ago, and that represented around 3% of the entire supply of ETH supply being burned. There's a lot of talk about how EIP1559 would enable ETH to become ultrasound money because the relative to how much ETH that is going to be issued for security purposes, there will be a lot more ETH burned thanks to the EIP1559 implementation. But there's a ton of discussions around this right now, especially around miners right now, because there's a huge perception around the mining community that EIP1559 would significantly decrease their revenues because a lot of transaction fees might get burned. There's of course split opinions in the mining community, but I just wanted to make sure that you're aware that miners have been discussing this a lot recently. And then also, it's not like EIP1559 is ready to go right away right now. Tim has put together like a very, very nice checklist of things that needs to get done before we're really ready to bring EIP1559 to mainnet. And so that really got us thinking about how we could sort of try to estimate the economic impact of EIP1559 on miners. There have been a few economic analysis, a few back of the envelope calculations, but what we would really want to see is we would like to see more tangible analysis around this. So like a few questions that come up to mind around this topic would be like, how much of miners' revenues come from transaction fees today? How would these revenues change in a post EIP1559 world? How would these revenues look if we were to apply it over Ethereum's lifetime? These are some of the questions that we would love to see answered in this bounty through visualizations. And I've put up some good reference reading right here. And then on the MEV side, we know Flashboys 2.0 is now real. This is a sample transaction that I've seen about a month ago about someone actually conducting an arbitrage using 0 gas fees. So you could see this person sent about 0.25 Ether and came out with about 0.02 more ETH at the very end of this transaction at zero transaction fees. So we know that people are starting to really explore the MEV space a lot more robustly. And there's a ton of good reading materials around this about how Ethereum is a dark forest. Dan Robinson has had a great post around this. And then also there's been a really nice study around how trying to quantify the MEV, the topic of MEV today. So we really want to try to shine some light on MEV, and we want to see if anyone trying to grab this bounty is able to visualize the current MEV extraction that is happening today. So a few questions that came up to mind was asking, how prevalent is MEV extraction today? Is there any way to see highlight the transactions that are actually trying to extract MEV from the mempool today? Can we try to observe who is extracting the most MEV? And can we try to estimate the dollar amount that is susceptible to MEV extraction or is actually being extracted today? And so I've put up also a few good reference reading here as well. So the deliverable we're expecting is really a visualization of one or both of these topics. When I mean by visualization, I'm talking about like graphs, tables, charts, anything that will help non-technical, just regular readers to absorb the information that you're trying to put out there. it'd be great if this is real time, but I recognize also the limitations of the time here, and then about the challenges. So it's perfectly fine to go with a snapshot of data as well. If code is involved, all code must be open source. I just want to make sure that whoever grabs this bounty is able to put something out there that others can also subsequently build up on. And also regarding the deliverable, on top of the visualization, it'd be great to add also some explanation around the visualization that you have put together. And then some of the judging like on how so like these are some points on how we'll be judging the submissions. So first of all, obviously we would we'll be judging it by the quality of the visualization. Try to see how well it's put together, how thoughtful it's put together, and then also we'll try to see how powerful the storytelling aspect is, how well it matches the visualization that you have put together. We'll also we'll also judge based on like how well other people can build upon the visualization that you have submitted. And then also bonus points if you're able to come up with insights that our entire ecosystem has overlooked so far. Like again, going back to my earlier point about EIP1559, there's a majority of miners do believe that their revenues might decrease with EIP1559, but like, is that the case? Is there any evidence that suggests that that's not the case? Looking at historic data or the current data that's available out there today. So yeah, so these are some of the judging these are some of the points on how we will be judging the bounties. And for the bounty prizes, we'll be splitting it into 3 prizes. So for the top 3 submissions, for the first prize, we'll be awarding 5.5K of worth of USD, and then for the second prize, we'll be awarding 3K, and the third prize will be awarding 2K. So yeah, thank you very much. We'll be putting this presentation out on our Twitter handle. If you have any questions at all, please reach out, and then I'll try to be available as possible to help anyone out working towards our bounty. Thank you.